The streets of Istanbul erupted in a wave of defiance, a sea of hundreds of thousands demonstrating their unwavering support for Ekrem İmamoğlu, the imprisoned Istanbul mayor. This monumental show of force represents the largest anti-government protests Turkey has witnessed in years, a potent symbol of resistance against the increasingly authoritarian rule of President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. The sheer scale of the demonstrations, stretching far beyond the city center to avoid anticipated clashes with police, underscores the depth of public discontent and the widespread belief that İmamoğlu's imprisonment is a blatant political maneuver. The atmosphere crackled with tension as the opposition rallied behind their jailed leader, their voices echoing a collective outrage. The gravity of the situation was amplified by the concurrent expulsion of BBC correspondent Mark Lowen, ostensibly for lacking press accreditation, a claim swiftly refuted by many who witnessed his professional and ethical reporting throughout the demonstrations. This act, coupled with the arrest of a Swedish journalist covering the protests and 2 additional Turkish journalists, paints a stark picture of the Turkish government's attempts to suppress dissent and control the narrative. Even İmamoğlu's lawyer faced detention, though later released conditionally, highlighting the sweeping crackdown on any voice challenging the ruling power. From within the confines of his prison cell, İmamoğlu's voice resonated powerfully, his message published by the prestigious New York Times, a stark indictment of the international community's muted response. He leveled scathing criticism against foreign leaders, particularly those in Europe, for their perceived inaction and lack of forceful condemnation. He poignantly noted the tepid reaction from Washington, which merely expressed concerns regarding recent arrests and protests, a far cry from the strong statements many believe the situation demands. This relative silence, İmamoğlu argues, emboldens Erdogan and allows him to continue his relentless pursuit of power. In his impassioned message, İmamoğlu directly accused Erdogan of resorting to extrajudicial measures to eliminate his primary political opponent. He framed his arrest on charges of corruption, bribery, leading a criminal network, and aiding the outlawed Kurdistan Workers' Party, PKK, as a desperate attempt to circumvent the democratic process. The mayor vehemently denied these accusations, highlighting the lack of credible evidence supporting them and asserting that the charges are nothing more than a thinly veiled attempt to silence his opposition and prevent him from challenging Erdogan's dominance at the ballot box. The implications of İmamoğlu's imprisonment extend far beyond the immediate political landscape. His case serves as a chilling reminder of the erosion of democratic norms and the suppression of fundamental rights in Turkey. The silencing of dissenting voices, the arbitrary detention of journalists, and the blatant disregard for due process all signal a worrying trend towards authoritarianism. The international community's response, or rather, the lack thereof, has been criticized as insufficient and potentially enabling Erdogan's actions. Many observers believe that stronger condemnation and tangible actions are necessary to uphold democratic values and prevent further erosion of human rights within Turkey. The protests themselves represent a powerful testament to the resilience of the Turkish people and their determination to defend their democratic rights. The sheer number of participants, defying potential police brutality and risking arrest, demonstrates a deep-seated resistance to Erdogan's rule and a fervent hope for a more just and democratic future. The international community, facing this pivotal moment, must now decide whether it will stand idly by or actively champion the cause of democracy and justice in Turkey. The coming weeks and months will be crucial in determining the outcome of this struggle and shaping the future trajectory of Turkish politics. The world watches with bated breath as this critical battle for democracy unfolds. The silence of the international community, while deafening, cannot mask the resolute defiance echoing from the streets of Istanbul, a testament to the indomitable spirit of the Turkish people. The fight for İmamoğlu's freedom is, in essence, a fight for the soul of Turkey.